Hi, I'm Nikki from Teaching Autism and welcome to the Autism and Special Education Community Podcast. Are you an autism or special education professional? Are you a teacher or therapist looking for support and new ideas? You may even be a parent, family member or carer. This podcast is perfect to help you find out more information, support and get some of your questions answered. Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode on my Teaching Autism and Special Education Community podcast. Today's episode is probably going to be a lot shorter than my usual ones and a little bit different too. If you follow me on social media, you will have seen that recently I underwent surgery. This was a huge first for me, and for the first time it sort of gave me a real life experience for how scary the world and unknown is and how anxious it can make us feel. You see, this surgery has been planned for a while, and my surgeon is the most wonderful man. He took time to explain everything to me. He sat me down in our appointment and he told me what would happen when I arrive at the hospital, how long I would stay in hospital, what way they would prep me for surgery, how I would go for an ultrasound and be marked up first, how long I would be in surgery for, what way he would carry out the surgery, how he would stitch me, that I may need to have a drain after it to stop fluid building up in the area. He truly was fantastic. He put me at ease, and you may be thinking, well, that's great, but what does this have to do with a podcast episode about visuals? But bear with me just a second. You see, sure, my surgeon didn't show me any visuals, but he took the time to sit down with me and talk me through everything that was about to happen. He even sketched down on his notepad what way he would make the cut to show me what would happen, what this would look like, and where it would be on my body. All of this really helped to make me feel more at ease. I knew what to expect and I knew what was going to happen. Now, I don't have any additional needs, autism, anxiety, anything that you may think that I would need extra support with. But having your first operation is a little bit scary and overwhelming. So the time the surgeon took to describe all of this instantly made me feel better. Now, after my surgery was over, this was a whole different ball game. You see, once the surgery is done, I have a super brief chat with my surgeon about how it went, and then I get passed on to doctors and nurses, and I won't see my surgeon for around 6 to 8 weeks after the operation when I'll get the results of what it was and some sort of post-op care. So a few things happened after the operation that we didn't expect, like my body rejecting the drain. That's okay, it was unplanned and we got ourselves through it. The nurse told me it would be taken out on the Monday and all would be okay. But that weekend, I was having a little bit of a meltdown because who was going to take the drain out? What was it being held in with? How will they take it out? How long will it take? Will it hurt? All of these things were really worrying me and I didn't know what to expect at my appointment. By the time the appointment came, I was in a lot of pain. Even having the bandages removed was okay, but they were pulling on the drain, and then came the drain removal. So I was told I'd come back the following week to have my stitches removed, but that was it. And I was just so nervous about sitting down and what it was going to feel like having the drain out, and I did work myself up a little bit more than what I thought I would. So when it came round then for my next appointment to have my stitches removed, I was a little bit worked up again. Was it going to hurt as much as last week? How many stitches did I even have in me? What type of stitches? And how long is this going to take? How will I feel after it? Can you see how a lack of information meant that I was unable to prepare myself, and it was ending up in me having a little bit of a panic? If someone had taught me through each of these processes or shown me a leaflet, I would have probably been a lot calmer throughout the whole situation. So you're probably thinking, okay, well, you're a few minutes into this episode and I'm still not understanding where the visuals come in. Well, this episode was more of just an open sharing episode, really. I know a lot of you like to follow me on Instagram and watch my daily check-in Instagram stories. And this was one that was very popular with so many of you, saying it was a great reminder for you to chat with your general education teacher friends to remind them about the importance of visuals for everyone. Having a visual leaflet about each of these processes would have been a huge stress reliever for me. It would have made my experience more comfortable and relaxing, rather than me always worrying and panicking about what was going to happen. So although this is a really small episode this week for you all, I think I will probably do a longer episode in the near future all about visuals, why everyone should use them and ways to use them as well. because a lot of people assume visuals mean just timelines or behaviour management tools. But visuals can be used in a huge range of other ways, and I honestly believe that every classroom around the world should be using visuals, and all their students and staff will benefit from them too. I hope that this episode is a helpful reminder for you today, and feel free to share the story with your general education friends to remind them about the importance of visuals and what support they can provide for the individuals as well. If you take just one thing away today, please let it be that the next time you see a student who is struggling, looking worried, or is showing or telling you that they're anxious about something, please take the time to help them. Now, this looks different for everyone. It could be that you help them understand the process. You talk about it, maybe you can sit down and draw it with them. It could be you use a social narrative to help them understand the process. It could be using supportive symbols or showing them a video. All of these things can help your student to feel a lot calmer and more relaxed about upcoming situations and experiences. I also want to take this moment to thank you all for being so patient with me while I recover from surgery. In our line of work, relaxing with our feet up is not something we are used to, and it's definitely been hard to cut off from all things work. But I am so grateful to have had so much love and support from you all during my recovery period. Please remember to always look after yourself. It is so easy for us to get caught up and make sure we're doing all the things all the time for our students, and we sort of put ourselves to the bottom of our to-do list. And if this has taught me anything, it's just that self-care is one of the most important things you can do on a very regular basis for yourself, even on a daily basis. So please get out a notepad today and just jot down one thing you are going to do today or this week to make sure you're putting yourself first and looking after yourself. Thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you again soon.